Hi, this is Shelley Kraft, and welcome to SNNLive. We're at the 2012 Metals and Minerals Investment Conference here in San Francisco. I have Mehdi Azodi of Quest Rare Minerals Limited, QRM, on the NYSE. Ladies and gentlemen, Mehdi. What's going on, Mehdi?
All right, thanks for having me.
Listen, I want our audience to hear about your company, so this is the moment you've been waiting for, so tell us about Quest.
Great, thanks, Shelley. Well, I mean, in the rare earth space right now, a lot of companies and a lot of attention towards the heavy rare earths. That's where the focus is, that's where the critical rare earths are becoming much of a factor. The light rare earths, you know, the supply will be there. It's the heavy rare earths that's the focus. And really companies that are more advanced, have a metallurgic solution, are actually talking to end users. So we're very fortunate to be in that stage right now. The company's staged, we're about to announce our pre-feasibility study, which is scheduled to come out at the end of 2012 or probably the first month in 2013. We're working aggressively on our metallurgy, which has had a lot of great positive solutions. It's had a lot of good press releases going back to 2012, which showed.
All right, let me stop you, because you could go on. I know you love the company and your information is excellent. I want to take it back a step.
Sure.
And let's find out about heavy rare earths. Please explain to our audience who may not or may be familiar with it, and then we'll segue more into Quest and how you're going to profit from those.
Fair enough. Good question. Rare earths aren't rare, but the heavy rare earths, they're actually more rare than platinum. They're not easy to find, they're not easy to extract, and we're fortunate to have probably one of the biggest deposits in the world in Strange Lake in Quebec.
Which is as user-friendly as you can get.
It's been ranked one of the top 5 mining jurisdictions, going back so many years, ranked #1 for many, many years. And having the government of Quebec really support mining and really investment Quebec and all that. I mean, it's not easy, but they're very much behind us. They believe in the growth of the sector, and they've done a great job in marketing the rare earth companies globally. Peter Cashin was just in Asia talking to many end users from Korea and Japan, and really discussing, the benefits of our deposit, what we could feed into. So the heavies, as you alluded to, it's, there's several heavy rare earths. They're called the critical rare earths, defined by the Department of Energy, that the supply will not be there. There's going to be a shortage. This is what even China will be importing. That's what created all the frenzy back a few years ago. And Quest's deposit is very well enriched in dysprosium, yttrium, terbium, and the heavy critical side. And that's what the market needs right now. There will not be a shortage of lanthanum and cerium. Great companies like Molycorp and Linus will feed into that, but Quest will really feed into the angle that the market has no supply of, and that's the heavies, the criticals. They're used in magnets and alloys. They're needed for hybrid cars, and really the green technology, nanotechnology, and with President Obama being reelected, he mentioned that more hybrid cars will be needed in the United States. That sector is booming, and right now with the prices correcting, it's good for end users because more applications will be used. The end users don't have to pay a massive premium or be desperate to look at it. Their R&D and their research departments could access rare earths at a good price, which will feed into the growth for many, many years to come. So
perfect. So now, I think of 2 words.
Okay.
From an investor standpoint.
Yes.
I think it's early to get involved in Quest. I think from the standpoint, when I say early, I mean it's never too late.
It's never too late.
But what I think is that you've brought the company along to a certain extent that it's more near term for things to happen positively. And I just know that heavy over light is better when it comes to rare earths.
Absolutely.
And then you said something interesting earlier. You said Japan and Korea, and you left out China. And interestingly enough, China's been the controversial country in rare earths. So why don't you comment on that?
Well, I mean, it's not about controversial. I mean, China they import just about everything, from oil to coal, whatever it is. They have a lot of rare earths, but they need it for their own use and growth. There's no conspiracy there. They have a booming, growing population.
But they're not exporting anymore.
No, they have export quotas, but they said by 2014, 2015, they will not export heavies. But you got to remember, they don't have a lot of heavies in the first place.
But that might be even better for Quest, right?
That is fantastic for Quest, only because we feed into a segment of the market that there is no supply. So as you look at the rare earths, and there is supply coming on stream that is going to ease pressure, but it's not going to feed into, we talked about it, that critical rare earth. And China, the very small supply of heavies they have, they've openly said they need that for their own growth, for their own economy, for their own technology, and so on. And if they do export it, I can't speak of that. They'll probably export it for partners that they have agreements with or whatever they need to do. And I'm not going to get into that. But what is going to affect us on a very positive scale is prices will eventually go up in that side again, only because supply and demand. It's very simple economics.
What's the size of your resource?
230 million tons. We've actually grown our resource. If you look at the press release we've put out on October 31st, we've doubled the size of the resource. What it really means right now is that we can cherry pick our deposit. We can really pick and choose the heavy rare earths in our deposit, higher grade. And by doing that, it enables our payback to be much faster, enables us to actually be much more economic at a faster time. And in our PFS and our bankable study, we will talk about this. So size is there. Size matter, grades matter, and really in this space, metallurgy matters. And we're one of the few companies that have very advanced metallurgic solutions. In a matter of a couple of weeks, our mini pilot plant in Ontario will be up, which will deliver product to the market. And we have hired marketing advisors and marketing consultants that are being around the globe, really talking to end users and selling product. And not many companies in the space can do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, to request more information on Quest, the website is?
www.questrareminerals.com. You had me there for a second.
I did. I got you. I know. I'm going to try to keep the questions much more easy later.
The website was tough, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mehdi Azodi, Quest Rare Minerals Limited, QRM on the NYSE.
And the TSX.
And the TSX. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. We are at the 2012 Metals Minerals Investment Conference right here in San Francisco.
Thank you.
Great to see you.
Great seeing you again. Thank you. Thank you.